Dun, 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 dun. It's drill? Oh, it's a drill beat. Yeah, boy. Hi Snakies, it's me, Fifi, and I'm back. I'm back again today with another Agust Sugar Minyungi reaction for you guys. Sugar is back. Well, he has been back. He released the title track MV and the album last week. However, following the news of Moonbin, I took a little break off YouTube. I didn't want to. I felt sad also. I thought it was appropriate not to post or just release content on YouTube, just give everybody a little bit of time to mourn, and yeah, I just thought it would be respectful. So I originally was going to do an album first listen, but I won't be doing that anymore, unfortunately, simply because I now don't have the time. Do you know what I mean? I don't have the time to do it this week. I don't know if I'll be able to do it next week, and I don't want to wait. I just really want to listen to the album. So that's why I'll no longer be doing an album first listen. I apologize, but life happens sometimes. So I'll just be reacting to the title track and MV for Haegeum, and I'll also be doing the MV he released today for Amygdala. Is that how I pronounce it? Amygdala? So yeah, 2 MVs today, no album first listen. Either way, I'm super excited to see what Augusti has given us. Let's just go.
Disclaimer, I don't like to react with captions on as I find them distracting. I like to concentrate on the music, and the music production is what I like to comment on the most. When I'm looking at the words at the bottom of the screen, I'm missing parts of the song, their vocals, and I'm missing parts of the MV and choreo. I'll read the lyrics later in my own time.
Okay guys, let's go. Quick disclaimer before we start. Even though I just put a disclaimer, but people seem to ignore it anyway, I will not be reading lyrics for either of these MVs. I don't read lyrics the first time I react to something because I find captions extremely distracting. The music is my priority. The sounds I'm hearing, even when someone's rapping or singing, I'm listening to their delivery, their tone, their flow, okay, the melodies, the instrumental, I feel through sound. So when I'm hearing something for the first time, when I'm listening to music for the first time, the sounds are what are more important to me for a first impression. Lyrics will come later. I don't have time to sit and listen to something and then do lyrics as well. So I choose to do what I prioritize for my reaction, and that's just listening and also looking at some of the visuals as well. But even then, I'm still not 100% concentrating on the visuals as much as I'm concentrating on the audio. Let's go. We're starting off with Augusti, Haegeum, official MV. Let's go. This is already given Digita 2.0. I already know it's about to go hard because it's already given Digita.
Yeah.
It's starting off similar as well.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. It's drill? Oh, it's a drill beat. Oh, that break. Dun, 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 dun. Flow. Oh, that drill bass so good. I love the traditional aspects as well. What's that? Okay. Okay, so he's got the Gus, it's a continuation. The ad-libs. Flow. His flow, the way he turns to something a little bit more casual, laid back. I love the consistent flow as well. Ooh, she's smoking on a ciggy. I love how he's literally like talking to us. Oh, not again. Where's that? Boop, 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 what's that? He's taking the ciggy off of him. Not the money. Okay, this is representing things. Symbolisms. 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡된 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡된 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡된 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 He's done it again. 복잡된 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 He's hanging out a car again. Boom, 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 oh, boom, 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 boom. Ooh, Haegeum. That was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. I loved how I wasn't sure if he was gonna go back to that sort of gritty, hardcore, like Augusty sound for the title track, but he did, and I'm very, very grateful. I'm very, very thankful. Last time we had more of a trap beat. This time we had a drill beat. I love drill. Being from the UK, I love UK drill a lot. If you didn't know, drill originated in Chicago, but then they took it and did something a little bit different with it in the UK. That drill bass, that boo 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 boo, just sounds so good. And having Agust D on a drill beat like that, honestly, low-key, a dream come true. Maybe a few years ago, I would have said to you, like, what's a dream of yours to have? It's just to maybe have Agust D on some drill beats. Just killing drill like that. Woo! Fantastic. Love the instrumental. I love the traditional aspects as well, not just within the MV, but within the song. So having that combination of the traditional sounds with the drill, incredible. I loved his flow on this. It was very storytelling. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't have the lyrics on, but I already know he was telling a story, and the fact that it was such an obvious continuation from the Città. Do you know what I mean? And I wasn't expecting it to be. Even like the visuals and the MV itself, there were so many connections to the Città MV. Even just him like hanging out the car, things like that. So many details. Also, I loved his flow. He'd sometimes go a little bit more technical because we all know Augusti is such a technical rapper. Like, his skill when it comes to rapping is probably one of, arguably the best in the whole of K-pop. Like, you can't, his skill when it comes to, he's just so technical with it. But I love how he was getting technical and he was, you know, speeding it up, but then he'd sort of mellow it down a little bit and he'd chill out a bit, and it was almost like he was just sort of talking to us. It was very casual, and I said this not that long ago. When Sugar raps like that, personally, it's my favourite style, and I love how he was sort of going back and forth between the two styles. I love that. Let's go on to the next one. Again, another reminder, since people like to ignore them, I will not be reading lyrics whilst watching this MV, listening to this song, because I want to prioritise the audio, the song itself first. I'll watch it again later in my own time with the lyrics on, but I just want to enjoy the song, listen to the song, take the song in. Let's go. Sorry, Augusti, Amygdala, official MV. Wow, that guitar sounds fantastic. Ooh, that sounds so dreamy and floaty. I don't know your name. I don't know your name. Love that melody. Na 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 na. I don't know your name. 요즘 기분은 어때? I don't know your name, your name, your name. Is that? Didn't he hurt his shoulder delivering stuff on his little moped? Yeah. Love that. Ooh, do you hear that bass? He keeps reliving it. Wow. Oh, it's the scar. Love that melody. Oh, we did it different this time. Those guitars. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, 어서 나를 구해줘, 어서 나를 구해줘. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, 어서 나를 꺼내줘, 어서 나를 꺼내줘. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, my Amygdala, my Amygdala. 이곳을 구해줘, 어서 빨리 꺼내줘. 그래 참 별일이 많았지. 기가에 너무 심장씨가 소리. Is he self-medicating? Ooh, that bass. 최선의 선택들이 맞았었길. 그동안 모두 지나가 버렸길. 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까? 끊임없는 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시 끝나는 영혼을 피워내. 최선들의 선택. Melody every single time. Also his vocals in the back. Your name, I think that's what. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, 어서 나를 구해줘, 어서 나를 구해줘. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, 어서 나를 꺼내줘, 어서 나를 꺼내줘. My Amygdala, my Amygdala, a shot. That was beautiful. That was such a stunning and well-written song. Not necessarily well-written in terms of lyricism, which I'm sure it is, however, I wasn't reading the lyrics, but well-written in just simply in terms of melodies. Like, those melodies were so stunning, and you know me, I love me a nice melody, and the melodies in there, oh my God, was stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. The only thing I would have wished for wasn't so much use of like the voice filters, the voice effects. I understand that it's a stylistic choice, sometimes it's used to represent things, but for me personally, especially like, because I know Yoongi can sing quite well, I really like his natural tone, and because I feel like the song was very touching, I feel like just to be able to connect and to relate to what he's singing and what he's saying, I would have liked to have heard just the singing parts, maybe not the rapping parts. I understand maybe having the voice filter on for those parts, but just the singing parts, I would have liked to have had it off, simply just because I feel like I connect more to an artist's vocals or voice when there isn't a voice filter. And also, I'm not a huge fan of just how it sounds. I don't really like how it sounds. When it's too much, it gets a little bit, do you know what I mean? But it didn't ruin the song for me in any way, which is a good thing, because sometimes I feel like when it's overused, a song can be ruined, but thankfully, it didn't ruin it for me. So I absolutely loved the guitars in that. The guitars were so stunning. Immediately when the song started, it just felt very sort of dreamy and floaty, and as the song started and it continued, I understood why it had that vibe sort of sonically just from the instrumental alone. I feel like he was talking about a lot of the stuff he went through back in the day, which we've heard him talk about before on his previous album. I think he's mentioned it in like interviews and stuff. I'm not sure where he's mentioned it, but I remember he got in a crash and he hurt his shoulder. I know he suffered with depression. I think he had problems with his parents as well. He went to therapy, I believe. And yeah, he's spoken about lots of things before, so I'm assuming that's what he's talking about in this song. I'll be able to know for sure when I read the lyrics, but it's pretty clear that's what he's talking about. Also with the warning in the start, which I think when this was released, this album, and with what happened last week, I feel like there couldn't have been a more perfect timing. I think idols, I'm gonna get upset because it's so horrible, like it happens so often and it's so common. I feel like it's so important for idols to at least, because I feel like they can't speak up and express themselves any other way. I feel like it's so important for them to at least express themselves in music the same way that Suga has done for years. And I feel like he's one of the only K-pop idols, I think he might have been one of the first, I'm not too sure, that actually, you know, started talking about these things and writing about these things, especially in terms of like rappers in K-pop. So I feel like it came out at a perfect time. I'm really glad he talks about these things, he writes about these things. He lets people know that they're not alone in this world. And the fact that he's able to now have an outlet where he can express how he feels, I think it's very honourable. Is that the right word? Admirable. But yeah, that was such a beautiful song. I look forward to reading the lyrics. And yeah, that's it. I love you. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you have subscribed, I love you. I love you. Gonna follow me on Instagram, guys. Gonna follow me on Twitter. And goodbye.
Oh.